How did an 11th century Viking coin end up in North America centuries before Columbus? Why did the people of Göbekli Tepe build massive temples only to bury them beneath tons of dirt? Or, who created the perfectly fitted stone walls of Sacsayhuam? There are a lot of ancient things that still no one on Earth can explain, not because we haven't looked for answers, but because every answer seems to raise even bigger questions. So, get ready, because in this video, we're going to explore some of the most perplexing archaeological finds that still can't be explained. Number 15. Rabbana Merkli, the lost city of Natunia. Sometimes the greatest discoveries are hiding in places people have known about for years. That may be what happened in 2022, when archaeologists began their first full excavation of the mountain fortress of Rabbana Merkli in Iraqi Kurdistan. The fortress itself was already known, but only after weeks of careful work did researchers begin to suspect they were standing inside the long-lost city of Natunia, also known as Natunisaro. Until then, the city's existence was known only from a handful of coins struck more than 2,000 years ago. Archaeologists also found a large rock relief carved into the mountainside that closely matches ancient images of King Natunisar in both appearance and clothing. That alone doesn't settle the mystery, but the discovery of military barracks and what appears to be a religious complex linked to the Zoroastrian goddess Anahita makes the theory even harder to ignore. Even today, nobody can say with total certainty whether this forgotten fortress truly is the legendary city lost to history. Number 14. Leonite King or High Priest statue back in 2022. A very strange discovery arrived in Paris. It was a sandstone statue standing almost 7 feet tall, with a bare chest and the powerful appearance of an ancient Egyptian god or a young Greek statue. But this figure did not come from Egypt or Greece. It represented a king or high priest from the ancient Leonite kingdom, a society that survived for nearly 1,500 years around the fertile oasis and trading center of Dedan. Today, Dedan and the land around it have become an important place for research into the forgotten cultures of pre-Islamic Arabia. The Leonites are even mentioned in the Old Testament, and historians believe they were peaceful people who became rich through trade. But the more archaeologists uncover, the less certain their story seems. We still know very little about their daily lives, beliefs, or rituals. For now, the statue remains at the Louvre, silently carrying a history that has not fully returned. Number 13. The Mayan astronaut figurine for a civilization that has been studied for hundreds of years. The Maya still leave behind more questions than answers. Their achievements in astronomy, architecture, mathematics, and philosophy were astonishing for their time, leading some people to wonder whether their knowledge came entirely from human experience. That idea has only grown stronger because of several unusual carvings and figurines discovered over the years. One example, believed to date to around AD 900, appears to show a figure wearing what looks remarkably like an astronaut's helmet complete with wing-like features. The resemblance has often been compared with similar-looking artifacts from ancient Egypt, another civilization separated from the Maya by an entire ocean. Could both cultures have been inspired by the same unknown source? Or are modern eyes simply seeing something that was never intended? Nobody can answer that with certainty. Perhaps the figure represents a forgotten religious tradition, or perhaps its appearance is nothing more than coincidence. For now, the little figurine keeps its secret firmly to itself. Number 12. Kondana Caves, India is best known for its temples, forts, and ancient cities. But deep near Kondana village lies another piece of its past. Dating back to the 1st century BC, these caves include 16 Buddhist chambers carved into the rock by people whose skill can still be seen today. Visitors reach them by descending from Rajmachi village, where the Chaitya cave soon draws the most attention. Its doorway once had columns at the front. along with a carved capital shaped like a sacred relic casket and decorated with a Buddhist rail design. Most of the real woodwork has disappeared, although pieces of the screen and part of a carved head with Brahmi writing can still be seen. Another section is the Vihara cave, with a veranda supported by 5 octagonal pillars and 2 side supports. Inside are 15 pillars, 6 cells on each side, and a stone ceiling carved to copy wooden beams and rafters. Even now, the place feels unfinished, quiet, and strangely alive. Number 11. Senmoot's celestial diagram well. Ancient Egypt has given us countless wonders, but few have sparked as much debate as the ceiling inside the tomb of Senmoot. He wasn't a pharaoh, nor was he born into royalty, but he earned great respect as one of Egypt's greatest architects and government officials before being buried with honor around 3,500 years ago. Covering the ceiling above him is what experts now call the Egyptian celestial diagram, an astonishing map of the night sky. Almost every visible star appears to be marked with remarkable precision. One detail, however, immediately stands out. Orion is shown to the west of Sirius rather than the east, where we would expect to find it today. Years of research eventually suggested the Egyptians described direction according to the sun rather than magnetic north, solving part of the puzzle. Even after that explanation, another question refuses to disappear. Without telescopes or modern instruments, how did the artists manage to record the heavens with such extraordinary accuracy in the first place? Number 10. Ruddland Mystery Stone. Back in March 2023, a strange stone was found in the garden of Chestnut Cottage in Ruddland, North Wales. Well, it looked simple at first, but the round hollow cut into its center quickly raised questions. The cottage once formed part of Parliament Hall, standing below Ruddland's 13th century castle, so the object may have a connection to the town's medieval past. One idea is that it was used as artillery, perhaps as a cannonball or a missile fired from a trebuchet. Other guesses are very different. It may have been a prehistoric net weight, a stone heated for cooking, or a guard stone placed beside a building to stop passing carts from striking the wall. Alison Blackledge found it while removing a tree and wants to know what it really is, especially because her family has deep roots in the area. Ruddland itself has a history stretching back thousands of years. But after all that history, the stone still has no clear name, date, or purpose. Number 9. Bangu petroglyphs carved into a cliff overlooking the Daegokyeon stream in South Korea is a gallery unlike almost anything else from the ancient world. It's called the Bangu petroglyphs, and this site contains hundreds of carefully carved images showing whales, deer, tigers, wild boar, fish, and people. Many of the scenes appear surprisingly detailed, especially those showing whale hunts, making them some of the oldest known depictions of that activity on Earth. Archaeologists believe the carvings were created over several different periods rather than all at once, which explains the variety of styles spread across the rock face. Unfortunately, studying them has never been easy. Rising water from a nearby dam regularly floods the cliff, leaving many of the carvings underwater for part of each year and gradually wearing away the ancient artwork. Conservationists have spent decades searching for a permanent solution, but the debate continues. As erosion slowly advances, so does the race to preserve one of Korea's greatest archaeological treasures before more of its story disappears forever. It's pretty sad, isn't it? Number 8. Mysterious stone structure at Toriana in 2023. Workers laying fiber optic cables through the small Italian town of Toriana came across something they didn't expect. Buried beneath the ground was a strange ancient structure built from huge stone slabs. It consisted of 2 long walls, a shorter wall at the back, and heavy slabs placed across the top to form a roof. At first, archaeologists believed they had found a burial chamber. That idea quickly faded once the excavation revealed no trace of human remains. Instead, the inside contained nothing but muddy soil, the kind normally left behind by an old watercourse. The leading theory is that it once served as a causeway, allowing carts to cross a stream that flowed through the area centuries ago. Others believe it may have worked as a covered drain. Even so, its huge size and the effort needed to build it suggest it was no ordinary project. Once the excavation ended, the structure was buried again, leaving its true purpose unresolved. Number 7. The statue of Aspelta. Archaeologists weren't expecting to rewrite part of African history when they began excavating a temple near Danjil, Sudan, in 2018. Then pieces of a remarkable statue started emerging from the ground. The first discovery was the head of King Aspelta, who ruled the Kingdom of Kush between 593 and 568 BC. Later, the torso appeared alongside broken statues of other Kushite rulers, including Taharqa and Senka. Although the craftsmanship immediately impressed researchers, it was the inscription that truly caught everyone's attention. Written in Egyptian hieroglyphs, it declared that Aspelta ruled both Upper and Lower Egypt. That claim clashes with accepted history, which says Kushite control over Egypt had already ended almost a century before his reign under King Tanwetamani. Adding another layer to the mystery, Aspelta was carved at only half the size normally expected for a royal monument, suggesting the statue may have carried symbolic meaning. Whether the inscription reflects royal feud or forgotten history, it raises questions that historians still can't answer with complete confidence. Number 6. Angkor Wat submerged wooden structure. Well, sometimes a discovery appears where no one thought to look. That happened in 2020 when Cambodia's Apsara National Authority uncovered the remains of a mysterious wooden structure resting beneath a pond beside Angkor Wat. According to Sok Rithi, deputy director of the Angkor International Research and Documentation Center, nothing like it had ever been found before. Cambodian and international archaeologists have spent more than 150 years studying Angkor. Yet this hidden building had escaped every excavation. The find came completely by accident while conservation teams repaired the temple's northern pond, a spot familiar to countless visitors taking photographs. As workers cleared away the mud, they first noticed a buried wooden post. Further digging revealed it belonged to part of an ancient building that had remained underwater for almost 1,000 years. Only a small section has been uncovered so far, leaving its full size and purpose unknown. Researchers hope future excavations will finally explain what this outstanding structure once was. Now let's talk about Number 5. Yeri Cemetery. Northern Iran is famous for its beautiful scenery, rolling hills, and ancient landscapes, but one place stands apart from everything around it. Close to the Korasu River lies the ancient city of Yeri, home to a military fortress, a temple, and one of the strangest cemeteries ever uncovered. Archaeologists estimate that much of the site is around 3,400 years old. But a nearby section called Kosha Tepe appears to reach back 9,000 years, making the cemetery difficult to date with confidence. That uncertainty extends to its hand-carved tombstones. Some researchers believe they were created about 3,000 years ago, while others argue they could be far older. Looking closely at the carvings, the younger estimate seems more convincing because several figures appear to be carrying swords, and swords simply didn't exist 9,000 years ago. Around 450 graves have been identified across the site, yet only about 100 are marked with these mysterious stones. The people who carved them remain complete strangers to history. Number 4. Hongshan jade figurines. China's Hongshan culture disappeared thousands of years ago, but it left behind something that's still incredibly difficult to explain. Scattered across sites near the Liao River are beautifully carved jade figurines unlike anything else from the Neolithic world. Their craftsmanship is rare, especially considering the tools available at the time. Yet it's their appearance that continues to divide opinion. At first glance, they resemble human figures, but the similarities don't last for long. Some have faces that look almost dragon-like, while others seem to combine human and animal features. A few researchers have even compared them to the familiar image of the so-called gray alien. The biggest obstacle is that we know very little about the Hongshan people themselves. Without written records, every explanation remains little more than an educated guess. Perhaps these figures represented powerful deities, important ancestors, or sacred animals within their belief system. Or perhaps they symbolized something different. Number 3. The Emerald Tablet. Few ancient objects have inspired as many arguments as the legendary Emerald Tablet. At the heart of the mystery lies a collection of writings known as the Hermetica, and opinions about them couldn't be more divided. One group believes the texts hide the genuine secret of the Philosopher's Stone, claiming that if every passage were arranged in the correct order and properly understood, they would reveal how ordinary materials could be transformed into gold. Others dismiss the entire collection for a completely different reason. According to them, the writings were nothing more than an elaborate practical joke created by a clever Arabic author almost 2,000 years ago. Sitting at the center of both ideas is the Emerald Tablet itself, surrounded by Greek and Indian writings that have puzzled readers for centuries. Countless scholars have searched the texts for hidden meanings, codes, and forgotten knowledge, yet no interpretation has ever convinced everyone. So, is it actually real? Or is it just man-made stuff? Number 2. Lar Rocher Defes legends have surrounded this place for centuries, which explains why local people gave it the name Lar Rocher Defes. Despite the folklore, the real wonder has nothing to do with mythical creatures. Standing in Brittany, this monument is a Neolithic dolmen stretching more than 80 feet in length. Built from over 40 massive stones, its narrow passage leads into 2 burial chambers that align perfectly with the rising sun during the winter solstice. That level of precision was clearly intentional, revealing an impressive understanding of the skies long before written astronomy existed. Thousands of years ago, the entire structure was buried beneath an earthen mound. But time gradually stripped that covering away, exposing only the enormous stones we see today. Dating back roughly 45 centuries, the monument includes blocks weighing up to 45 tons. Nobody knows who built it or how they moved stones of that size. Whatever their methods were, they left behind a masterpiece that still refuses to give up all its secrets. Number 1. The Drowned Apostles. Australia's famous 12 apostles have drawn visitors for generations. But another group of towering rock formations remained hidden where almost nobody thought to look. Back in 2016, scientists studying sonar maps off the coast of Victoria uncovered 5 limestone pillars resting beneath the ocean floor. They were soon given the name the Drowned Apostles. Their location explains why they escaped attention for so long, despite lying not far from one of Australia's most photographed landmarks. Unlike the towering cliffs above the water, these ancient formations stand only 20 to 30 feet tall, with their tops worn flat after thousands of years beneath the sea. Researchers believe they have existed for more than 60,000 years, slowly becoming home to coral, fish, and countless other forms of marine life. While the famous apostles above continue to crumble as waves pound the coastline, these forgotten giants have remained hidden below the surface, preserving another chapter of Australia's geological history. Well, we hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe. Thanks for staying until the end. We'll see you soon in the next one.